Hello everyone and welcome to Caroline's Craftery. Today I'm going to do a little project share, product review, and a little tutorial all in one. And it is using Stainz by Patty Pocket. Patricia Viramontes sent this to me to try. And I just wanted to show you a few things that I did with it. And I think so far it's a great product, and I think it's really cool. So let me show you what I did, and then we'll do the project. So being that I'd never played with it, I had seen lots of videos about the product, and I just did a few simple things because I wanted to know what it could do and what it was like. So the first thing I did was just spread a little bit just on a book page, and it's really nice. It gives it a very nice color, tea stain, coffee stain color, etc. So I did some decoupaging with it, and I wanted to know how well it stuck things to another piece of paper. So I just had this little strip of printed, and this is just printed on my printer. Anyways, it glued that down. I just like you would Mod Podge or matte medium, whatever. I just put a little bit on the paper, put it down, and put another coat on top, and that is stuck down there really, really good. And I don't know how well you can see the little piece of doily, paper doily, but it glued that really good down to the paper as well. And on the doily, being that the doily was white, you can almost see a goldish tinge in spots, which is really cool. I also tried decoupaging a piece of lace down, but it did not, the lace did not stick to the paper good enough to stay there. But this was a piece of white lace, and the color is really cool, and it gave it kind of a stiff feeling. So it would be really great for like pockets or something, because it does stiffen up that lace a little bit. So there's that as well. And then I just did, this is a piece of file folder, and I just decoupaged a napkin on the top. And it did a great job of sticking that down. It did warp the paper a little bit, but nothing that a person could not fix. And it gave the top of the napkin, don't know quite how to describe it, but a tough feeling. So that turned out really good. I was happy with how well it did with the napkin. This was something that I seen on a video from Etcetera's, and I'll leave her channel below, as well as I'll leave Patricia's Etsy shop and anything. But she took a piece of napkin and she put packing tape on the back to give the napkin strength, which I thought was a super good idea. So I did that. But then on the top of it, I put a coat of the Stainz by Patty Pocket. So as you can see, it really darkened up the napkin. And it's given it a very textured feeling. Part of that is from the napkin. But the Stainz by Patty Pocket kind of gives, I want to say, a rough feeling, but it's not really rough. It's kind of hard to describe, but it gives a very nice feeling. It gives very nice texture. So there's that there. So then I wanted to see how it did on just printed stuff. I just have your normal inkjet printer, and they say that you can't put stuff, liquid on top, or it'll run. But I tried on these are some pictures from one of my digital kits. So you can see where I went up to there. And I just used the paintbrush. I used this paintbrush here. And I just painted the top half of that because I wanted to see how it adjusted the color. And I don't know for sure how well that's showing up. But it did darken it up. And I did not see where it smudged the ink enough that I would worry about it. So there's that one. And then this one you can see a little better on the side that I put the stains on. And I just used the brush and I went this way again. I used this paint brush here. So that gives you an idea of how much it covers. And this was a fairly heavy coat. You could put it on lighter. So then I also wanted to see what it would be like if I use this little roller on it. So here is before and after the roller. The one nice thing about the roller is you don't see the brush lines like you did in here. You can see all the brush lines. So that was kind of nice. And it really changed the color. So I thought that was kind of neat. So there's that. And then while I was playing, I took one of my pictures and I decided I want to make it more like a cabinet card. So this is what I've come up with. It's really thick. It's really sturdy like the cabinet cards are. And this one also has a back on it, which was kind of nice. And I'm going to show you how I did this. And here is just one printed out. And here's the cabinet card I made. So with this, I wanted to just use the stains on the picture, not on the frame, because I wanted the picture to be different than the frame. So this is actually 3 layers thick. I cut out one frame for the top, then I've got the full picture, and then I've got the backing. And I don't know, I don't think it'll show up on camera, but I used this to put on the stains. And it was really cool because it kind of made it blotchy in a way. And if you go certain angles, the stains gives a little bit of a shine. Not a shine, but I guess a sheen to it. So when you hold it at certain angles, I can see these blotches of the sheen. And it actually looks really cool. I really like it. And it just, to me, it makes the picture itself look older. So let's get started and we'll make a cabinet card. So I've got a few things already cut out, such as my frame. This is the picture I'm going to do. This will be my backing. So let me grab my glue here. Make sure it's handy. So I am going to just ink up the inside of this, just because I don't want any of white from where I cut out. And I just used the scissors to cut these out. Didn't have to do something too fancy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stains just on the picture part. And it does dry quite quickly. This is what the stains look like. It smells, I don't know what it smells like, a little bit of a coffee smell. But I just put a little tiny bit on my sponge. And this is a close to my heart thing. And then I just dabbed it on. Excuse me. But I kept dabbing till it was all absorbed and kind of blended together. I'm going to put a little bit more on. I don't need to do the whole frame because on this one you're only going to see the picture part. So there is that. And you can, it almost makes like little bumps. And the more you go over it, then the more those little bump specks disappear. So there it is. You can really see where I've gone into the frame, and like I say, that doesn't matter because you won't see it. This stuff cleans up really good off your brushes, etc. I just ran it under some hot water and it cleaned everything right up. And as I say, it doesn't seem to take a long time to dry. So hopefully you can see how that went on. But it's going to give it quite a sheen where the stuff is, and like right here in the middle there's hardly any of the stains, so that's going to be a little bit different, and that's fine. To me it just adds character to it all. Okay, so now on here I'm going to take this. It's just got like little razor blades in there. You can use your scissors or something, but I have this. And I should have did this before I inked the edge. But I want to make it a little rougher. I don't want it to be all smooth and straight. And I want it to look like it's been a well-used photograph. We are going to do the outside after we're all done. So let me just ink this. I don't want any white in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this onto here, and all that that's going to do is give it thickness, and it makes it look, I don't think you can see, but it makes it look like there's a picture behind the frame. So I've got some art glitter glue here I'm going to use. I want to make sure that I get the inside and the outside part of the frame. I want the glue quite close to the edge, because I want the edges to stick down really good. And I'll make sure that I go around the outside edge. And a little bit all over. I didn't worry about cutting this one out because it's easier to cut to line things up after you've glued it down, because then I can just follow this other one and cut it down. Excuse me. Okay, so there is that. And it's even, because you could say the picture's almost bubbled in there, which is actually kind of cool. Okay, so let's just cut this out. Because of the fact that I want to kind of center it over my back piece, I need to have a bit of an idea on where my lines are going to be. So I'm not going to worry about the corners right now, because I can trim those off. These are the Tim Holtz tonic scissors, and I absolutely love them. I have a couple different sizes of them, and they cut like nobody's business. Okay, so just a quick cut, just so I have that done. So now I'm going to try and center this because it's totally different size. But I kind of want to center this part of the words on the back. So probably right about there somewhere. So that kind of gives me an idea. I've got a bit of room to play with, so. And I'm just going to glue this up good around all the edges and the corners. Okay, so I'm going to just down a little bit. I'm not too picky that it's got to be like exact or anything. I just want it relatively close. So that is glued down. Now I can cut it good. And here you can see this, but that's okay because I can trim this back side off a little bit. And I just found some photo backs on, I think I found them on the Graphics Fairy. And I just printed out a few different sizes just to get it the right size for the backs of these. So let's go ahead and trim this out to the point of how we want it cut. I just thought doing this, it just gave it a little more feel of an actual cabinet card. And I have this, actually I have 3 kits in my Etsy store of these cabinet cards. Just the digital form of them. And one's of kids, one's of ladies, and one is of gentlemen. I'll leave links to those down below. Okay, so that we have that done. So now, here again, I don't know if you can see the sheen that is on the picture, because you can only see it at certain angles, but it really adds something to the picture. And for the back, it's fairly centered. I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to take this again, and as I say, you can use your scissors, you could probably even use a knife or something. But I'm just going to run it in different spots, and it just kind of curls the paper and wrecks that straight edge look. I'm not too picky on how much of it I do, just as long as each edge has a bit. And if it happens to do a little rip or anything like that, that's okay, because a lot of these cabinet cards aren't in perfect shape. So the one thing I really want to get rid of this white edge. So I'm going to do fairly heavy ink, but I'm going to go this way first, just on the very edge, because you can see the difference. I don't want it to look like it's different layers, and I don't want it to look like it's white. So we'll do that there. And now we're going to go ahead and distress it around the edges. You could very easily just put tea-dyed paper or something on the very back. Then you could still write on it. But if a person really wanted to, you could still write on that. as I say, my goal was to make it feel and look a little more like a actual cabinet card. So we are just about done. And there we have that. And I think they turned out pretty good. They are quite thick. I printed these on a 65-pound cardstock that I get at Staples. So it's sturdy, but not like super thick. So then this is like 3 layers of the 65-pound. And I really like them. I think they turned out good. So it'll give you something to do. And as I say, I was using Stainz by Patty Pocket. I'll leave her Etsy store link down below. But it's a pretty cool product. I like it. I'm very happy that she sent it to me to try out and see. I think a jar would last quite a while. As I say, the smell is kind of a coffee smell, but it's not quite coffee smell. I have no idea how she makes it, but it is cool. And I really, really like it for the decoupage. You don't get any kind of sticky surface. I find with Mod Podge, it always just stays sticky and tacky, and I don't like that. So I will definitely be using this for different decoupage things. And this here sponge thing, it is a close to my heart product. I got it in a bunch of stuff that I got from somebody. But it's just really just a sponge on the end of a handle. You could easily just use a regular kitchen sponge or something and just dab it on. And this was a roller from the dollar store. So, and I was worried that maybe, being that there's obviously some kind of adhesive in the stain, I was worried about it becoming hard. And I just ran it under hot water and it's just soft as can be. Same with the brush, is good. I use this brush for matte medium and stuff like that, and it's fine. So that's that project. You don't need a lot of things. I'll leave a link below to the cabinet cards, and I'll leave a link to where you can get some backing from as well if you want to put a back with a name on it. You might have to adjust the size of what you print the backs on to fit the different sizes of pictures that you use. So, but I hope you like this project, and I hope you'll go and check out Patty Pocket's Stainz, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.